Oh, I was supposed to text you back?
Yeah, nigga. All right, it's cool.
Are you
That's
allowed to say the N word on this show? Because I feel not safe. That's why she's single.
We are live.
Oh, that's why she's single. We got that out the way early. We got
All right.
that out the way.
Are we taking shots and drinks?
Look, I got my shot of pineapple juice.
Okay.
Oh man, I ain't gonna get my drink.
Oh, my bad, Dora. My bad. You right.
No, for real, y'all. Look, you already know me. Go for it. Go for it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get me my alcohol. Hold on a second.
Look, whatever you got to do.
Hold on.
You got you some, Jess?
Let me grab some real quick.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
What is
I'm ready.
Hey,
what?
y'all.
What
Welcome
do we need that alcohol for? Is it to bring out the truth?
Look, I hear
So we got people in here who can't tell the truth unless they're a little tipsy.
Hi,
That's
okay, what we doing here?
gonna be a problem. I can see it. I can see it.
that's why you single. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for joining. We are going to start here in just a second. It sounding like she over here moving the mountains.
Now, is it live or is it going to record and then go live?
No, it's live right now.
Ooh.
Spicy.
Ain't no double takes. Everything is real.
Listen, I heard you. I don't need the liquor to tell the truth.
Hey,
We letting it roll.
What the liquor does is the liquor allows the truth to flow without politics.
Mm.
You know, it just lets it flow like a river.
I don't know, man.
You know,
I ain't found some people who are more prone to tell lies when they got a little something in it. Where were you last night? I was with the homeboys. We was all drunk.
mm.
Oh, that sounds like why you single, nigga. You just lie.
I don't need to lie.
Okay.
When you pay for everything, you don't have a reason.
That's true.
People answer to me.
Everything you ain't got a reason to lie?
I don't know about that. Was niggas still be lying and paying for shit? So I don't know.
But as a nigga who married and not trying to fuck nobody, niggas lie just cause.
Just because.
No, lying is a fundamental fact. But I mean, are you lying if you have to lie to that person, then you already messed up. Like I feel like what you can't. This person don't know who you are. They ain't figured it out yet.
Everybody lie to a certain extent. Everybody lie.
Listen,
I hear what you're saying, but everybody lie. But
women lie like.
Whoa.
It's a difference. It is a difference.
They both lie.
Yeah.
Here's the difference between a woman lie and a man lie.
Look, yes, Keisha, I agree. This is about to be hilarious. I can tell already. All right, let's kick this thing off, y'all.
Keisha, what up, Keisha?
Let's get started. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Hey, y'all. It's Dora with Exploring with Dora 365. Welcome to the Real Life Ish blog. As you can see, we have a unfiltered crowd. So keep the comments going. We're going to talk a little bit about living the single life in 2021. Why are we single? What are our expectations? Nothing's off the table here. So before we jump right into it, which we've already have if you've been watching, let's do a little bit around the introduction. So let's start with heroes.
Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Hero. I am single based on the title of this video. I am also the host of the Identity Booth podcast. I'm just a hero for check us out on YouTube. We're doing a great cause trying to raise money for scholarship kids out there who are struggling in the pandemic. If you want to do your thing, check out the link in my description and go be someone's.
Okay, hero. Okay, well, fundraiser. Look at that. All right. D, talk to us.
Hey, y'all. My name is Diandra, and I am the Living Single Mom. I have a podcast entitled The Living Single Mom, which is about my life, the craziness, being a young mom, dating, being single, dating apps, all of that. And I also have a YouTube channel called The Living Single Mom, where I show a little bit more of my personality on there versus just listening to me on my podcast. And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter. And I have a Facebook page called The Living Single Mom.
All right. Thank you, D. All right, Mr. Spice Talk, aka Q.
This nigga.
Yeah, this is Q, aka Mr. Spice Talk. I'm married. I'm not single. Therefore, I could give y'all the unfiltered. See, I ain't trying to fuck none of y'all out there. I don't care if y'all look at me like a good dude or a bad dude. I got mine. So I'm going to give y'all the unfiltered truth. And I got the whiskey to prove it.
I had to take a drink of my pineapple juice because he's doing
I like your energy, Q.
Yeah, I got nothing to promote either. I'm here for one reason, and that's the facts.
How did he make this call?
Who invited you?
Anyway, so I'm Jessica. Everybody call me JT. I don't have a podcast or a nonprofit. I'm kind of boring. But I'm just here just to support and talk about my life. So
Amen. Amen.
Yes. Dani.
I am Danielle Baines. I'm on Instagram as just one Dani B. I don't have any other platforms. I'm here just to give my opinion, feedback. I'm here to give honesty and chime in wherever it's needed. I'm ready to go.
talk your talk, sis.
Look, now here's the thing. I just want to just share because I know when I told these folks that it was gonna be the unfiltered truth. So look, get ready to laugh. Get ready to. I mean, some of y'all might be crying. I don't know who's gonna make who come first. But let's get it started. So let's just start off with the basics because we all are here for a reason. But I just got a question. Why are you single? So who wants to go first?
Ladies first, right?
I can go first. I think the reason why I'm single is simply because fate has not collided with me yet. It's not that I have these outrageous standards that, he has to make $500,000. I just think fate has not collided with me yet. And I think it's getting harder to date the older you get because people are really stuck in who they are by now. And not saying that I'm trying to change in any way, but even just being open to receive someone else can be challenging because you're so stuck in doing what you want to do. Now you got to learn this person. I don't like the way he chew. I don't like the way she do this. And it's just, I think because we're getting older, I'll be 33 this year. It's just harder a little bit to date because people are kind of tired because we've been single, we've dated. I done played, you done played, I done put up with some stuff, I done put some stuff, and now I'm just tired. So why are you here?
That's fair.
Yeah.
So who wants to go next on why they are single? We're going to get into this. Why are we single thing. We're going to get more into it.
Can I just say, I got 2 text messages from people saying, don't simp, my nigga, represent and tell the truth. So, I'm just saying I'm here.
Yeah, I think Timmy, right? Timmy said represent you. I think that was Timmy.
Get off of this. Nobody knows you get invited to.
Right. I can go next.
Okay, then.
I've been single in my 20s, had fun, did that, grew into my 30s, married, divorced, and now I'm back on the market. I think I am single because I'm still looking for that forever love. Forever.
Oh, forever. Okay. I mean, no. So why am I single? Honestly, I'm a relationship girl. I like monogamous relationships. I like building a foundation with somebody. I prefer to be in a relationship. I'm a relationship person. But I've been single for a few months now, and I think the big reason why I'm single in general and why I'm choosing to be single is because I think part of it is I needed to figure out what I wanted, and I just don't think that I was getting what I wanted and what I needed in my relationship at the time. And so I think I had to make a decision for myself to walk away because I wasn't being treated the way that I felt like I needed to be treated. So that's why I'm single.
Here we are.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. I have standards, you know, and kind of like this up top. I mean, I don't feel like I got high expectations or anything, but it's a certain way that I think that's me. And if you're not, then you know, you're gonna get Lori Harvey. Period.
And I'll just add my context on why I'm single. First, I'm not exclusively in a relationship, clearly. But I'm actually dating. I'm just not in an exclusive relationship. And I just feel like in this season, God was like, look, sit down, relax, and just enjoy dating. Because I know for me, I was engaged. Then that got broken up. And then I jumped into a relationship after, and I wasn't 100% healed. And then I was like, that didn't go well. So then I'm like, okay, let me just chill for some time because this is just ghetto, and I would highly not recommend it. So finally, I just came to the fact I had to say, okay, let me work on Dora so that I can grow and be a whole person versus feeling like I needed to do. And plus, y'all, look, being in a relationship is like a second job. Like, I have a son.
It's work.
I have a lot of work to do. So for me, being in a relationship was a lot of work. But we're gonna talk about a little bit more about that later. So, Hero, tell us, why are you single?
I think the easiest way for me to put it is it's really a choice. I'm extremely selfish when it comes to my success, and no one's going to bring me success except for myself. So I focus on that, and it's not that I'm single because I just be out here head down. Like, no, it's a successful person, a successful being in general draws attention. People follow you, people come to you, and in its reality, I find it more difficult trying to sort through the noise. Everyone can smile, everyone looks good, everyone has a fat ass, everyone has a nice rack, and if you don't have that when you were born with it, you can buy it. So finding someone who's original, genuine, and to the purpose is something that I can sift through. I'm really good at deciphering through bullshit.
I'm sorry.
And to Keisha's point, absolutely. Yeah, I belong to the streets, but the streets have been good to me. So why would I cheat on them? And on top of that, like I said, I date with a purpose. There's certain women that I date just because I enjoy eating sushi with them, and that's the thing I enjoy, and that's it. But when they want more, that makes it more difficult. I don't like complications, so I just date with a purpose, and that's how I see it.
All right. Okay. So we've heard a little bit on why each of us are single. So here's the thing, like being single, I definitely think is a choice. All of us are young Black professionals. We all are doing our thing. But from what I've heard from everyone, it's a little bit, we all are kind of being a little selfish, would we say so? Like we're just focusing on ourselves. Would y'all agree with that? Yes or no? Just being a little selfish.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. So, like, at what point do you feel like you're going to transition from, like, okay, look, it's about me and what I need versus, like, allowing somebody else access to you? Because the reality, when you think about relationships, right, it's I think 100. I heard somebody make that analogy, right? I'm a little bit torn in the relationship phase, and Q, maybe you can give us some insight on the dating phase, because, look, I can't talk about the success rate of that part, but like, it should be 100, right? We both putting forth our effort, but if we're just focused on ourselves, well, how can we be really 100 with anyone, right? What do y'all think about that?
There's a good friend of mine who uses this reference, PIMP, participate in my program. There's always going to be some type of balance in the relationship. I'm a better cook than most women I've ever dated. I understand I can cook, I can have a good time, I can do those type of things. But I think it's more important to find someone who's your equal and opposite. This whole belief or this notion that you're going to find Prince Charming is a false fallacy. Love isn't really something that you can embody as much as hate. Hate is real. Love is a figment of your imagination. Find a partner, and then you don't have to worry about trying to find all these other things. And you can fall in love with someone who treats you well. That's the easy part. Finding someone that treats you well is the hard part.
Wait, Hero. I gotta jump in because you're saying some shit.
I'm like, time out.
Yeah, time out. What the fuck you saying?
We need to go back. Wait, can we go back though to your comment about there's certain women you just date just because you like to eat sushi? I mean,
like sushi. You like to eat pussy, so you eat that's what you mean, the sushi?
No, sushi. Like every Friday, there's a girl that I really enjoyed. She was really nice, great conversation, strictly sushi, and that was it.
And she
I just said I like eating pussy. I also enjoy that very much. It's something I enjoy, but I would have just said that.
That's separate. But it's like with this girl, so you're saying like when they want more, that's when you gotta be like, pause. You just the sushi girl. So
yeah, date with a purpose.
So that is where things get complicated, and that's when you're single.
But that's what was explained. That was what was explained.
Like you explained, like, hey, you're just going to be the sushi girl.
Not that. I mean, you have some tact, have some tact, have some grace. My exact phrasing was, I like our interactions. I just want to be able to date you and take you out and eat with you. Like I really enjoy your company to that extent. And then when it was a question of, hey, can we go do this? Can we go out to this club? Can we go to this social lounge? I was like, no.
Sushi girl. Stay in sushi lane.
Stay in your lane.
She was just afraid.
Eating sushi.
I mean, you guys are making it sound bad worse, but I consider
I heard. I'm just giving back what you said.
I like sushi.
I don't know. I mean,
Sushi Bay.
Sushi Bay. Sushi Bay. There we go. Sushi Bay.
But he don't want to. Go ahead. Because that love.
What type of time are you invested in this woman? What type of time are you invested in this woman every Friday just to go have sushi? To her, maybe your words and your actions are two totally different things. Because if you're taking the time out to take her out in public and spend quality time, what it may look like to her, she heard what you said, but your actions are showing something else. Why would a man waste time with someone he's not interested in, especially a successful man where time is money?
Q, are you taking that or is that for me?
No, that one was towards you, Hero.
Oh, for me. Once again, like, then that means she's also not good at paying attention, like hearing the instructions, because the initial thing was, hey, I only want this to be this. She agreed to that. If she could have signed a contract, it would have been better off. But that's not kosher. That's not normal. So when she said, yeah, that's cool, I like that, I want to keep that going, that's how I want it to be. Obviously, feelings get involved, but you have to be an adult about things. Like, if I wasn't looking for something serious, then yeah, I could see you being treated nicely and everything like that, being something that you would wish you could get more of. That's normal. That's a human reaction. But you also have to be coherent to understand that that's the request of the person. That now you're treading on his lane because he probably set boundaries for himself for whatever reasons, whether it's he hasn't really healed from his past altercations or situations, or maybe he's just not willing to trust you like that. So you pushing that on him is your ideas, your feelings, which isn't necessarily wrong, but you have to acknowledge both sides of the party. Let there be an equal and opposite. If you agree to this, say this. If you want a contract update, wait till your contract expires, then reapply.
Ooh.
Sushi Bay, you may or may not move up.
If you're watching this, Sushi Bay, you might need to go back.
Hey, look, and that's what I said. Like, for me, it's an option.
Get you a steak, baby. Right.
I really do love sushi.
Time too. You taking for my Fridays.
I'm just saying, like, and that's like, but once again, that comes from I come from a different like background where like I just saw different things. Like Dora, I played in the whole football thing, and I've had supermodels at my disposals. Like I've had threesomes with supermodels.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? I played the whole football thing.
I own a Super Bowl ring, so like I don't.
You were an NFL player.
Yeah, so like I saw New York Giants.
So he picks and chooses.
Oh, so you got hoes.
He got
out. No. That was like a younger hero. But like,
what changes? Hold on.
So hero gets to pick and choose.
No. Everybody gets to pick and choose. She was allowed to say no.
This is true. She did not have to agree to be Sushi Bae.
This is true.
Yeah. Go, Q.
See, because what's happening is the hero. This is some bullshit you just started, right? Because you gotta you gotta come with the whole context, right? With what's going on, so niggas ain't looking at you crazy,
right? Real
right?
crazy.
You got a Super Bowl ring. Now I understand why you got a Sushi Bae. You know what I'm saying? You probably have a WandaVision Bay. I probably would have a couple different.
But then we talking about this is 2020. This is 2019.
That's okay though, because that's okay. You got money. You getting money. Now I can watch what you're saying and be like, okay, it makes sense. Keep carry on. But
no, my bad. A little bit of context. I'm sorry.
It don't make sense to me, but okay.
I mean, so you mean to tell me you don't have a dude that you just randomly call up when you want something of interest?
But I'm not saying that's the reason I'm single. I mean, that's just part of being single. Like you said that the reason that you single is because Sushi Bae want to be more than Sushi Bae. Like that's.
No, I'm single by choice. Sushi Bae is just something that I call upon when I want.
Woo!
That's just being single.
Okay, well, I have something. So. Ladies, do y'all just have somebody that you just call? Because let's be honest, I feel like we all have something. Like we put hero up here, but we all had that person that you like. Okay,
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying having a Sushi Bae is wrong. I think maybe I misunderstood what he was saying. I thought he was because then he went on this whole tangent talking about that love ain't a real emotion or something like that, and that hate is, but love ain't. And I'm just like, what the hell? I'm just confused. That's crazy.
I don't know, but if Sushi Bae, you did give her an option though. That's the only reason why it doesn't make it bad is because she could definitely opt out of this. But I think a lot of times with women, we hear something and then your actions make us feel something else or think something else. And like I say all the time, a man gonna show you he don't really want to be with you versus telling you all the time.
Right. You gonna
so
no. And so I hear what you're saying, and so I get it. So, but if she wanted more, that's on her. You know, I'm not judging you, hero, for the fact that she wanted more. You know, I was just trying to understand, like, well, these bitches want to be with me, and so that's why I'm single. It's like, okay, well, are you single because you want to be single? Or are you single because like the wrong girls want to be with you? Because I mean, you said that you were also filtering through, you know, like the real girls versus the fake girls, and are you looking for a woman? Or are you just enjoying?
Oh, absolutely. Like I would have a baby and get married tomorrow if possible, just to make it like one and done. But like life isn't that easy. So like you also have to adjust for the climate that you're in right now. Like 2019, I thought for sure like it was game over for me. Like, oh man, I'm gonna go out here if I'm like, then Corona happened. And then I couldn't hug anybody for 3 months. So like
have anybody already that you was talking to?
Huh?
You didn't have anybody already that you was dating or that you thought?
I was dating somebody, but you know, I gave them ultimatum. I was living in Toronto. They didn't want to.
Ultimatum?
Yeah. You got to give people decisions so you get an answer. Because if you don't, then you're left with a maybe.
I'm gonna be quiet.
Yo, hold on. Can I ask a question?
Be quiet.
Yo,
I'm baffled. Like this isn't normal communication. Like
ultimatums? Like you think ultimatums is something that you can give anybody?
What was the ultimatum? I'm curious.
I get caught up in words. I'm sorry.
maybe okay, yeah, maybe my vernacular is like a little harsh, but like the ultimatum was come to Toronto and stay with me. You've been with me for a year. Complete that whole little cycle out. Come to me, show me that level that you're ready for that next level. And in a year you'll have a ring. And she didn't bite. So
that's an audition.
Ooh.
She was dating for a year. We were dating for a year.
So why would she now need to prove?
Ooh.
Because you don't know who. Because you don't know who anybody is until they're afraid.
But
and when I
dating for a year.
No. Trust and believe. She was comfortable. She was in a place where she had a safety net and everything was around her was secure. If I broke up with her at that moment, she can go back to her house. She could go back to her normal life. But in the event that things change, where I follow money. So I was following money. And I want you to be there with me while I'm making this money so we can make more money. And I gave her that. Let's make this money.
You wanted her to give up her security for a chance that you might potentially propose to her. Not
she doesn't
before she moves. You wanted her to move, and then if you move and you act right, you potentially get a
ring.
And if and if we're basing this off of future tense, technically I did do everything I was supposed to, so she could have been secured in it. If you don't have the equal and opposite trust that you are desiring in yourself to find and put in your mate, then there's no point. That means when stuff got real, she would have bailed on me. I need to know these things. And she proved it because she did. She bailed. Imagine this. Okay, let me give context. Let me paint the picture.
Paint it.
Please, because you ain't painting a pretty one right now.
I am living in Laurel, Maryland at the time, the highest paying district for Black Americans in the country. A house there, $453,000. It's paid for by my company. I am rolling. I am now leaving that to go to Toronto to help what essentially became the issue that we are facing now as far as the pandemic. All of that stuff was laid out. She would not have had to work because she would have been part of that commission of my job. She would not have had to find her own place. And even if she wanted to work, she could find residence in Toronto because she would have gained her citizenship because my company also paid for our passports. I gave her everything.
Except
and no. And in exchange, she showed me her fear and her lack of trust in me. So then I had to make a decision. I can't have someone like that when it comes down to it.
So why not give her the ring if you were going to give it to her in the first place? Like if that's what she is, first of all, so why didn't she come? Because you keep trying to say it's a lack of trust, but what exactly were her words in saying, I'm not comfortable making this move? Like what were her reasons?
She was afraid for growth.
She said, I'm scared to grow, so I'm not coming.
No, I'm obviously fillering, but that's what the truth is. Growth is scary.
She was afraid to move out of her comfort.
Yeah. Like she's leaving her country, her homestead, her family. She went to Howard, so she knows only that place. She's never left the state.
You have a right to be scared of all these things that she moving with a man.
It's pretty scary, y'all.
It's scary, but if you truly love and trust somebody, it's considered a blessing. That's how I saw it. That's why I did what I did, because you were a blessing to me. So I gave you everything.
Woo, you gave her everything.
Obviously not, because she ain't trust your ass. Obviously something was missing.
Hey, I don't know.
One at the end of the day.
At the end of the day,
she wasn't the one.
I mean, I don't know.
I know some women who would hear that and be like, I'm gone. See you later, alligator, after a while, crocodile. But another context, that is a lot to give up, and you don't have a ring yet. I got to go there and still do what I do.
So what you're saying is a piece of metal and a $25 parchment from the post office or your clerk at a bank or at a courthouse would have made it more secure for you, because the ring could have been $15 and the parchment is $25
for her.
That's what I'm saying. For her, who knows? I don't know exactly what it is.
And this is why I say that the whole love thing is it's a figment, and that's why And that's
and
why the whole
fear.
thing says.
But I feel like everybody has fears. You have fears, you have insecurities, you have things that you're fighting, that you're dealing with, right? And so she had her own that she was dealing with. And I feel like if you really love this woman and you really wanted to have a future with her, you could have took the time to figure. And I'm not saying that you didn't. It may not come out in the story yet, but you could have took the time to figure out what made her fearful and tried to embrace that and calm her fears, you know, and help her work through that, so she felt like she could trust you enough to make that jump. Because she dated you for a year, so obviously she trusted you some kind of way. Y'all was sleeping together and doing all kinds of stuff, so she trusted you to a certain extent. But somewhere in there, it's like, okay, well, this put some fear in me, and it ain't got nothing. I don't know if it had something to do with the fact that she was gonna bail on you in the future. It's just, okay, this is a huge step for me. I need to feel like this, I'm going to be secure, I'm going to be taken care of, or whatever it is that made her hesitant to go.
And once again, it is not my job to install trust of you into me. Like I am only, like, I can't sit here and tell you how to feel about me. If I'm doing everything, let's just say by the record books, your rent and everything's paid for. I paid off half of your student debt, and you were able to leave your mother and father's house and actually have a house to yourself, a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house to yourself already. So like, I had already given so much
about monetary things, and
right.
It's money.
Absolutely.
So I mean,
I
think all things that you've done is great. I mean, that's
wonderful.
I know a lot of women would like Diandra said, jump at that and be like, he the one. But I mean, maybe for her, that wasn't what.
But you want to know what it is, though? What it really was?
Okay.
Is she couldn't handle giving up that much of herself. She was more prepared. She was more prepared to die alone than to give all of herself.
Die alone?
I don't think God inspired you to die alone.
Hold on, y'all. We got a couple questions. So
I'm sorry. Let me be quiet.
When they have something to lose as well, they're not as easy to give up the reins to just fall and just trust someone else outside of themselves.
But if you know where you're coming from, if you know you have everything that you lost could be gained, you could get it back, then why not take the risk? If you know you can go back to square one with no issue, why not take the risk?
Because who wants to go back to square one?
He got something to say. He got something to say.
Her time. Period.
Who wants to go back to square one?
Go ahead, Mr. Spicy Talk.
I want to hear it.
Yo,
we would like to hear it.
I need a buzzer every time I hear some cap, yo. I heard nothing but cap the last 10 minutes, yo. Listen, ain't no fucking way in the world you giving a girl everything that she needs. Not everything that you think she needs, but everything that she needs, and she not ready to make that jump and move if she fucking with you. So there's the disconnect. And as somebody who gets money, who's around people who get money ain't everything. I know niggas who can take care of chicks through and through, and do. Right? But they may be toxic with their personality, might be toxic with what they expect out of a woman, might be toxic, whatever, right? And as a man, I can look back at all my... See, there's two types of ways I was before I got married and then I got married. Before I got married, every time I talked about an old relationship, I talked like that. You know, I did this, I did that, and she just wasn't fucking with me, boom, boom, boom. But the reality was, if I had to look in the mirror, nah, I was on some fuck shit. A lot of it, a lot of times. So my question to you is, right, what would she say if she was right here? Because she would not say, oh, I was just afraid of growth. Oh, he had too much money for me. She gonna say, nah, that nigga, whatever it is she gonna say. But what do you think she would say?
Honestly, what she would probably say is straight up, I was too focused on the future. I was too focused on moving forward and always pushing past my limits. Like, it was just never enough for me. I always wanted, like, say, I wanted to achieve. I wanted to succeed. Like, I wanted to, like, when I took that opportunity in Toronto, it was only a guarantee for 1 year if everything worked out. And then, like, if it increased, if I made it and I did everything I was supposed to do and I passed through, I would have been able to secure the secondary deal. So like for me, I said I can do that. I know I can make that happen, and I was able to do that. But like it was a risk. I am a risk taker. But
okay. So not that you was ambitious, because everybody wants an ambitious person. So it ain't that you was too wanting to succeed. That's the way we spin it for chicks when we're trying to fuck. It was risky and probably not stable to bring her what she thought you wanted what she wanted. So you're like, come out to Toronto, and you might not be there a year yourself.
But and that's the thing. I felt in my heart that I was good. I knew I was good.
So, but why? If it was
and for her not to trust me, that's fine. Like I get that. I get that though. Like I get that. That's a risk. But like in my mind, I see it as if I'm willing to take that leap of faith, and you about that life, take the leap of faith with me. Show me that you are my partner.
Oh, come on! I think
you got to show her that you prepared to lead.
You asked.
I mean, what?
I would like to chime in. I was just in this situation with the guy that I was dating that lived in New York. I wasn't working. He has 2 companies, very successful. I travel back and forth all year long. All expenses paid. I didn't go without anything with me not even working. It was great. But the thing was, he's like, move to New York. Okay, I'm a mom with a kid. I own a home here in Houston. You're asking me to give up everything I own and everything I know. In order to do so, my thing was I have to feel just as secure in New York as I do in Houston. And as I traveled, I think he was trying, not really, but trying to make me feel comfortable. However, having control over everything. For instance, I had a driver everywhere I went. And at first it was like, wow, I have a driver. This is nice. But then I also realized that I have a driver, and he knows every time I get in the car, every time I get out of the car, every destination I go to. He doesn't have to call me throughout the day when I'm in New York, because he knows every step. I don't know where to go if he doesn't have a driver taking me there. So he has full control and full reign. And that made me uncomfortable when I started seeing those types of signs. So when the conversation came back around to me relocating to New York, it was a hard no. So I've been in certain situations. So it's not about the money. It's not that she doesn't have faith, that you won't make it, or that you're ambitious. This nigga is ambitious. He owns 2 businesses. Believe me, he's had bad bitches all his life. He played basketball. So he's going to be fine. He's going to get another bitch. And he is going to get someone that is just okay with dropping their life and moving to wherever he is. However, I am not willing to give up my assets for a maybe, or to be controlled when I get up there, to have no control and no say so. And the vibe I was getting as I continued to take trips up there, it was like I have no control of anything that goes on. If he says get out tomorrow and I've left my whole life behind in Texas, what do I have?
Exactly.
But my bags.
Man, I maybe, and I hear you, and I definitely hear that aspect of the control. And I never want that to be a thing, because my whole thing was always try and push the idea that you own your independence, and not only do you own it, I want to help you achieve more of it, get as much of it as you want. But I guess another aspect of this is she wanted to open up a dance studio. I wanted to make sure that was something that her LLC and everything was opened up for her. So like she had her own. The thing there that I'm saying, like you felt like you would have no say so in that. She could have continued her career. She could have continued her life. But a fundamental part for me, I guess, is always going to be, if you really say that you're down for somebody, you will take that leap of faith as they take that leap of faith. And if you don't want to, I understand. But like I've seen it happen I have a good friend of mine who his wife of 7 years slept in a car with him for a week. She didn't know.
Slept in the car, that means she didn't have a roof to put them under.
And which she was still able to ride with him.
But she
still took
that. You had a really good noun how you described her. It was wife, not girlfriend. So I'm sorry.
She's a wife now.
I mean,
she was a girlfriend then.
Well, I mean, that's a rider because I'm sorry. I mean,
well, no, I mean, if you like
I don't think
said,
it's hold on. Let's stop normalizing women settling as a ride or die. Because if she had her own roof, they would not be sleeping in the car. The fact that she does not have her own roof, neither one of them have a roof. So she has nothing to lose. He has nothing to lose. But when you have something to lose,
Ladora, can we move on to another topic?
Yeah, we done talking about travel.
I mean, this one is deep.
Travel babe.
Oh man.
No, that was a good intro, though. I mean, I think that's a really good intro too. Look, I was over here like I can't start smoking my hookah. Y'all was stressing me out for a second. I was like, whoo. So, all right. So, I think that gave us a good like ladies. Let's start with the ladies because Hero. Sorry, you've been on the chopping block. You know, you still my friend. Love you, man.
It's
live and let die, right?
It's all
live and
love.
let die.
Who the hell keeps it on old head?
So, all right, let's just talk a little bit about what are your expectations, because I saw a lot of comments from folks who were on the live, and I'm sorry to the folks that are on Instagram. My phone went out, but you know, what are your expectations when it comes to being in a relationship? Because I feel like there was a comment earlier that was made on, and I thought it was actually I feel. I can agree with him. Women do put men in uncomfortable positions. We do. We give ultimatums too, and they can either choose to, you know, go, or they'll stay. Right? I don't know so what are y'all expectations as women? Like, what are your expectations? You know, before you jump into a relationship or before you start a relationship, you have that core set of values that you look for in your mate.
Yeah, we first need to see if we're on the same page. Like, are you dating to potentially be married, or are you just, what are you looking for? Like, we just need to start there before we even go any further. And I feel like once you tell me what you want, if it's aligned with what I want, then we can go further. But if you have a different outlook, if you're just trying to be for these streets, or if you don't know what you want, then we can't even go further than that. So I think it starts by just saying and being honest with what you want, regardless of if it might scare the nigga off or not. If it scare him off, then shit, he wasn't supposed to be with you. But start off saying, yes, I want to be in a relationship and I eventually want to be married. And if that's what he wants, then let's go further. Okay. Are you ambitious? Do you have a relationship with God? Do you have a relationship? Do you have children? If so, how many? Have you ever been married? Like, I want to know, are you family oriented? Because these are things that I look for in a mate. But I think it starts with just being fucking honest. Like, this is what I want. This is what I desire. Is this what you desire? Yay, nay. All right. But yeah, I think that's like one of the biggest things that really fucks people up is not being honest from the get-go.
Yeah.
Like what Hero said, that he told Sushi Day what was up. Like, he was honest from the get-go. It might sound crazy to me because I'm like, how you just gonna be my Friday night fling for how long you want to do? Like, it sounds crazy to me because I wouldn't agree to it. But he was honest. So I think once you start off just being honest and saying what the fuck you want and your expectations, then we can go further with dating.
Nope. I'm definitely in line with you, because for me, it was definitely just kind of putting it on the table and communicating what stage you are. Because if you just out here trying to just, okay, like I have to be honest when it comes to expectations right now. I used to be in a phase where I wanted to just get married. Like, that was the goal. And ultimately, that is my goal. But right now, I'm like, I just want to date. Like, I just want to enjoy my singleness. I want to, if it goes further, okay, but I don't have any like expectations on like the guy that I'm dating now, we're gonna get married. Like, it used to be one of those things where I'm like, I'm dating with intentions. Well, at this point, I'm a little blurry, but we ain't gonna talk about me.
Why can't we talk about you?
Look,
because everybody ain't the one.
Everybody ain't the one.
Everybody ain't the one.
Just the steak night.
Yeah.
I got
Hey,
Everybody is not the one, and that's where I messed up too. Is like trying to date with such a purpose. Like, are you going to be the one? What are you going to do? Like, let's see if we. But sometimes it literally is just somebody just to date, because everybody ain't the one.
but then it begs the question: like, are you guys afraid of not having a relationship? Is that a fear of yours?
No.
No.
You mean like being single for the rest of my life?
Like, if you could take any, if dating was off the table, would that affect your life?
I don't think it would. Because I look at it like this. Being single is not a death sentence. It's not, you're not laid up in the hospital. There are way more conditions that you can have that are way worse than being single. And whatever life brings you, you really have to find the joy and happiness in it, whether it's with someone. Yeah, I want to be married, but if I'm not married in 5 years, am I going to try to take myself out of here? Am I going to be, no, I'm just going to, life is a gift, and I really have to look at it as that, regardless of where it might take you or what might happen. But nah, I'm going to be straight. Yeah.
I can add to that as well. I think we need to stop looking at being single as being lonely. Because I'm single, that does not mean I am lonely.
And
I can have people entertaining, men that are entertaining me. I could be entertaining myself with these men. That doesn't necessarily mean because I'm single, I'm lonely. I could just be enjoying my singleness. I might just be in a season of being single, and that should be okay. I think everybody needs to be comfortable with being by themselves, dating themselves, because you need to be whole before you be with someone else, because you'll be looking outside yourself for what they can add, like what can they fill you up with if you've never been by yourself.
preach, sister girl.
I definitely respect that, because one of my sayings is, you can't, like, if you don't know yourself, how you gonna teach someone to love you? So, like, I can definitely hear that one.
Oh, did you say love? I thought love wasn't real.
I said it was a saying. I said it was a saying. I said it was a saying. It's a figment of your imagination. I still it's more important to find a partner than it is to find love. I'm never gonna let it go.
Petty. I'm petty.
You know what? I kind of agree with you.
Choose your words lightly. I was on the chopping block for like 30 minutes, bro.
No, I do. No. Listen. My job is the truth. I have an allegiance to the truth, right? You was capping earlier, but finding a good partner, I think love. I don't necessarily think it's a figment of your imagination, but I do think that people call something love that's not really love, and people are chasing this thing, and when they get married, they realize that, oh, this ain't that. I think like Disney. I think like it's almost like pregnancy. There's a couple of mothers on this thing. I always hear, my wife is always like, girls never tell you how fucked up pregnancy really is. It's like a secret society that you don't know until you go through it.
She can call me.
Real fucked up.
Really, like they be like, "Oh my god, I love being pregnant or whatever," but then when you be going through it, like, "I hate this shit. I'm sick. I don't feel good. Fuck this shit. I'm hurting." Whatever the case may be. I think marriage is the same way, where they put this picture up of what love should be or feels like. And I've been together with my wife for 8 years, and
congratulations.
What I thought love or marriage was going in. But I will say it's much better than I thought it was going into. But it's like night and day. So I agree with you that finding a partner is better and more important than the love in the way that people make
the idea of love.
The way people think it is.
Right.
But do you think that women have a different perspective than men? Because as little girls, we are looking at the Disney princesses, we are looking at the Prince Charming, and we are like, preach this rhetoric kind of like your whole life. And then when you get with a man, even if you have a good father figure in your life, your expectation is you are to treat me as a princess because my daddy treats me like a princess, and because the princesses, you know, on the screen, they get they get approached by princes, and this is how this is supposed to be. And then I get Joe Blow, who can't keep a job or got a job or in between jobs, or he got a job but he got 5 different hoes, and he called me on and then now he no longer wants to be a hoe, he now wants to be in love, but now he has all this baggage and he's damaged, and now I got to deal with that. That doesn't look like love. That doesn't feel like love.
Is he damaged, or is he damaged, or is he has he gone through a growth process? Is he broken, or has he learned his lesson?
A good question.
You know,
was he trying to fill a hole in people's vagina? Was he trying to, because you know,
so you saying you ain't never gave it up just for a little bit of fun and gun? Like, come on now, let's not throw that on.
How is that on subject?
I mean, you're saying that he's wrong for trying to find sex. We all found sex. We all find it.
Is he wrong for trying to fill a hole in his heart with a hole in someone's vagina?
Have you not called up some dude and been like, I just want some dick. I don't really care because of my feelings right now, but I just want some dick. You've never done it. If you can say you've never done it, I'll leave it alone.
However, that has nothing to do with me trying to fill a hole in my heart.
I would just like an answer to that.
You just like a yes or no. Well, I think I disclosed that information when I said I do what I want to do. These niggas are entertainment, maybe for me.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate
it. However, I'm not filling a hole in my heart trying to jump up and down on top of somebody. She's already whole, honey. You're just here for the night. Or you're not even here. I'm there so I can leave. Bye-bye.
Okay. Fair enough.
Well, I think that, do y'all know how so diamonds, right? Y'all know diamonds used to just be rocks, right? We all know that, right? When De Beers bought all these diamonds that out of Africa, bought all these diamond mines, they came to America, they went to Madison Avenue, Fifth Avenue, and they was like, yo, we need to find somebody to come up with a tagline to sell these fucking rocks. At this point, they was just fucking rocks. So this woman, it's funny, it was a woman who came up with it. She never got a credit until like 5 years ago. She came up with the tagline of the 20th century, which is a diamond is forever. She came up with that, I think, in the 20s and 30s, and they just coined that as the single biggest marketing slogan of the whole century. And you fast forward, it hasn't even been 100 years later, and people literally look at a rock, they're like, I wouldn't marry you without a diamond. Like my wife was like, no diamond, no shot, period. And people connect those two. I say that to say this. Marketing and propaganda is real, right? And I think that from the day that women is born, a lot of it is patriarchy, then some other shit. Women has been taught about this love, about this princess thing that you've been talking about, Danielle, and all this other shit. And what true partnership looks like is it's just as ugly as it is beautiful. It's equal both sides because it's two people just being people. It's dealing with each other's traumas. Yeah, he broken, but bitch, so are you. Like we both trying to heal our traumas, learn from our childhoods and all these things. And, I just really think, I don't think men got taught that as a kid. So men didn't have that expectation. But I do think that women do, and I think that's one of the things that hurts, marriage, in my opinion.
Women and men are definitely brought up way different because they tell men, like I've even had people like, your son got a girlfriend? Why? Because if it was my daughter, you would be asking if she had a boyfriend and she's only 12. So it's like men are supposed to be, well, sow your royal oats and date around and don't settle down too soon. And they get a pass on a lot of things. Whereas women, we're kind of being cultivated into being this statuesque woman, be independent, have your own money, also do this, be a good listener. We're being prepared and groomed for marriage, not even unconsciously knowing it. And I think a lot of the time men miss that during those, teenage years, and I'm in college and young and dumb and calm and all of that. So I think that is where the disconnect is sometimes, because a lot of times men are a little bit coddled by mothers, whereas women want to be seen as princesses and treated as princesses like our dads treated us. But a lot of times you have some men who are coddled a little bit by the women in their life. So when it's time to like leave the nest and be a man, sometimes they're not as groomed as we are. You know, we get chores. Not saying that no men get chores, but women, we're cleaning, we're learning how to cook, we're being groomed for a position that we'll play later on in life. And sometimes men aren't groomed for those positions in a timely manner.
I think they're groomed to provide. I think
Right. That's what I was gonna say. I think men are groomed to do what men are supposed to do, which is
provide.
Take care of the home. I think the gap is that they're not taught how to be emotionally expressive, or they're not taught how to be supportive, or they're not taught how to be kind, and all these other things that come with being a well-rounded human being.
Yeah.
But I mean, even as a woman, I mean, just because you know how to cook, clean, and fuck does not mean that you are an expert wife, you know, or that you're the perfect wife. You also need to learn all these other things. So I think as a society, we are groomed to fulfill the roles that we are traditionally used to fulfilling, and that honestly come naturally to us. Most women look clean. I mean, like we take care of the home. It just comes natural to us that we want to take care of our family. Most men naturally want to provide for their family. I think it's, like I said, those other things that you're not necessarily taught, that you really have to educate yourself along the way as you become an adult. But I mean, growing up, like I said, my mama telling me how to wash and, clothes and all that stuff. She should be teaching me that stuff, and my daddy teaching my brother how to go out here and cut the grass and all that stuff. He should be teaching him that stuff. But it's the other stuff that isn't necessarily taught that I think we all should be collectively taught. And that is how to be a supportive spouse or supportive mate. I think that is the disconnect on both sides, honestly.
I would definitely, if I could piggyback on the back of all three of you, women, you guys said something. I think for sure women get a raw deal in that situation, because you guys are taught how to be wise before you're actually taught to just be yourselves. I definitely see that as a person who grew up in a house with 13 women when I was in Lagos, Nigeria. I definitely remember seeing that. Like, I wasn't allowed to go into the kitchen, even though I spent hours around these beautiful women constantly teaching me about my culture so I could better understand what it means to be in myself and be confident in myself, so that I can then take these cookings out into the world where I can make a traditional dish for someone I care about. And they're like, wow, I've never had this before. And it's like, that's that Nigerian love. So like, I definitely hear and see that aspect of it. For men, the focus, I think that a lot of people fail to escape is men are taught to focus on the things that will continue the survival of their people. In that sense, being able to provide and doing the things that you need to do, necessarily not giving someone a hug or adhering or hearing someone's conversation won't necessarily get the light bill paid. It'll definitely help if the lights are on to be able to explain that story. But like, men are always taking that first seat. Do what you have to do to survive first, everything else second. So it is this disconnect, but I think it's like super important that we understand where our disconnects come from so that we can better plug in with each other.
So does anyone have anything to add on that before? Because I kind of want to touch on this, because I think 2021, I don't know if I still believe in the traditional roles, y'all. I don't, because see, here's the thing. I work a lot, and I work, and I've been doing what I had to do for since out of college and so forth. So when it comes to the traditional roles, I mean, how many of y'all, just by show of hands, you still believe in the traditional roles? Just out of curiosity.
To a degree.
Oh, my part or his?
It depends on what you mean by tradition.
Yeah. On my part or his? Let's specify.
So
damn,
I think that's where it becomes deep, right? Because like, if you let's answer the question first. Okay, so do you believe in the women's traditional roles of I'll just name some of them, maybe I missed them: cooking, cleaning,
sex.
Sex, yeah. So that part of it, and then on the other opposite side for a man, he's the provider. And a lot of times when from what I used to read, was the man was 100% the provider. All right. Now here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I ain't seen that. I haven't. Look, I don't look. I know some really great couples who I see like the man being the sole provider, but I've also seen a lot of people, women, especially in my family, who basically were they were the breadwinner in the family, or they were the sole provider. Like they carried the load, they carried it, you know. And I'm not even talking about just like financially, right? They carried everything. And that's kind of what I saw growing up. And it wasn't until I got older that I started to see healthy marriages. Like I gotta be transparent. Like people who were out here and you're like, oh, that's the goal. Like they don't have all this stuff on Facebook. They don't have all, you know, social media is not like getting thrown out at everyone. You can see that they have a genuine loving relationship, even though you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Everybody ain't perfect. But anyway, back to the topic. Traditional, like, do y'all still like, what do y'all think is traditional? What are those roles that you're saying these are my roles versus these are not my roles? I'm not doing this, or I'm going to put in some boundaries.
I'll hit this one first. I honestly think it's what works for us. I don't believe we should try to adhere to what our mamas did, because our mamas, you know, our grandmothers, women weren't even allowed to have bank accounts until like what, the 1960s. So they had to stay with these men, and the men were the only ones that were able to be the breadwinners, and they had to stay married, and they had to put up with this because they were looking for security. Nowadays in 2021, women are having their own security, so they don't have to stay married. They don't have to be in traditional roles because they're out getting the bag just like you're out getting the bag. So they don't have time to cook 7 days a week and make you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That might not be the case. But they do contribute to the household as well. So I think it depends on what works for us as a couple. And I think that needs to be discussed in the beginning. Wait, what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are you looking to do in the relationship? This is what I can contribute. What can you contribute? How do we make this work?
Correct.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
No, there's definitely some piece of that. I would gladly switch roles and just, you know, do dishes and cook if my lady brought in all the money, period. Like that's a good trade-off. I don't mind doing that. But like, I'm also okay with the notion that women are more rapidly, and they are more successful than Black men in this community. They graduate at a higher rate than us. They are more CEOs and getting their degrees at a higher rate than us. There are more professionals in the field of lawyers, doctors, and business owners. Women run that shit. Women are the face of the Black community.
Huh? Four of us, but are we paid the same?
I mean, the way you negotiate your contract is definitely up to you. Because there's statistically,
no, some bullshit out of nowhere.
No, because she threw it out there as if like I wasn't going to say that stat for you, but like the fact is that women do make more money than men in the positions that they run because they are there and represented them. Now, if you're talking about in general of all women, then yes, there's a huge discrepancy. Black women do have a discrepancy in that field. Definitely. But it's just that we're talking about on the professional level strictly. Black women who run these territories and they outnumber Black men, they obviously are the percentage factor. So they have to be the demographic that makes more money. But if you're talking about women in general, there's no argument there. Okay. I got you, JT. I got you. I see you coming from, but I got you.
I come in peace.
I love it. I love it. No, I love it. But like, and that's just more to my point. Like, I think the whole gender roles thing is played out. What worked in the 50s, slavery didn't work either. So that why are we still using that same shit now? Like, let's go ahead upgrade the situation.
Exactly. Like Dani said, it's what works in your situation, your relationship, your marriage. Right. And that's how it should be. I mean, if you are a better cook than me, then nigga, then maybe you
The kitchen, baby.
or you gonna be eating, my burnt food, whatever. I mean, I took, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, or if you don't mind washing the clothes, I hate washing clothes, then nigga go wash the damn clothes. They gotta be washed. We gotta eat. We eat every single day. It's not a surprise that I gotta eat today and you gotta eat today. Somebody need to make sure that we eat. But I think, like Diandra said, or maybe it was Dani, I forget, to be discussed up front. And I think that's what a lot of people don't do. And I was having this conversation with you, Dani, is that people get caught up in the warm and fuzzies and, oh, I like you and you like me and we vibe and we like to eat sushi every day on Fridays. A relationship.
Sushi Bay.
Yeah.
Sushi Bay.
About the fact that, no, but on top of this, after Fridays, I need to make sure that you washing, my drawers, when you get home. And it's like, well, hold on, I wasn't washing your drawers in the beginning, so why you want me to wash your drawers now? But it's people don't have those discussions. And I feel like it's that is where a lot of times where the relationship starts to strain. But people are already invested at that point. So now you're talking about kids. You visualize the future. You done got married. And now y'all having these conversations, and it's
how do you get married before you had these conversations?
I'm gonna exit the room.
People do it.
People do. Don't let it fool you. It is some married people right now that's going through his hell. Okay, married and had that conversation at the beginning.
Married and divorced. So I think it's kind of like a bump in the road. You kind of think like we already know. I'm at his house, we staying the night. He's at my house, he's staying the night. It's gonna be this way when we get married. However, for some, wife, basically you go up in status and you also go up in responsibility for some, which I was not aware of, which is why I'm divorced. So it depends. Like, you have the conversation, but we're doing this. We're staying the night at each other's house. Our kids are playing together. We already know. We have a feel for this already. And then when the rubber hits the road and you just can't go home, you mean we have to really like sit here and duke this shit out or figure this shit out? Then it's like, okay, let's have the real conversation. And it's like no distractions, no interruptions. And you go, we really not on the same page. We really don't have the same expectations, because as my role as a wife, I thought X, Y, and Z. And your role, I thought X, Y, and Z. But you have a whole different task for me that I was not aware of.
So it sounds like everyone is on the same page of just making sure that you have a clear line of communication during your relationship and as you grow. Because a lot of times, I think some folks, they jump into relationships and they kind of stay in the honeymoon phase versus get into those deep questions that might actually start to manifest or to come up for you as time goes on. Now, here's a good one. Do y'all believe that folks should live together before? Because being moving in with somebody, you see all of that. You see everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
you gotta know, yeah.
But so what do y'all think on that topic?
Yes.
I say yeah.
I low-key think it's better to live with you before we commit to marriage. Then after we've committed marriage, then I found out all of the stuff that I didn't know because I've never lived with you before. That's just my opinion. I know back in the day they was like, what they say?
No shacking up.
No shacking up. Why he gonna pay for the cow if the milk is free or something like that?
Got the milk.
I believe that. That's bullshit.
I honestly think
getting the milk.
Right. I honestly think it's better to live with them before you get married. I don't know if I could go from this dynamic of singleness with just me and my son and my independence, then boom, married and living with another man.
Ooh, that's a
lot for me. My anxiety is just flaring just thinking about it because it's a whole nother human being I got to take care of.
Everything changes.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to need a trial run.
Yeah, I'm going to need a trial run. I need it. Can I stand looking at you every day? Can you stand looking at me with my headscarf on every day? Because when I was staying the night at your house, hair was long. But I gotta go to work in the morning, so I gotta wrap my hair. Like, can we do this?
Can
This
you
is
Yeah.
can you accept me in my
But
movie?
like be like, but I would have already accepted. Like I would have already had seen all of that before you even got the key to the house. Like that's part of getting like you. I would have already seen all of that. Like I feel like the living with you part is just at that point actually understanding each other's silent body language. I think that is super important. That at the end, like on your worst days, your partner knows what you look like from an emotional standpoint. Because when you see somebody, when you see the person you love, you're all happy and joyful and like, oh, excited. But there's going to be a days where your patient dies and I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to hug and cuddle with you. Can you go to sleep at night like that? Are you okay with me sleeping on the couch even though you didn't put me there? Like, are you okay with seeing me in these mental states of mind? Like, so I think like living with that person, you get to see their true mental state throughout the audition. And I feel like that's something that you can hide in perpetuate situations on the day-to-day task. So I think you living with somebody is definitely a must, because the times that I've experienced it, I've always found like the nervous niche, the things that I didn't know, the things that made her nervous or feel like she felt inadequate about something, or she didn't like something in the house and she was afraid to say it. And I was like, but this is your space. You can do what you want with it. So like I want to be able to like see you be as open and free in your house as you are in my space.
That's
The mental space is a good one. That's a good one.
Wait, hold on. What did this man? I'm sorry.
Statistically,
What it is? Where did that even come up into play?
What?
Who was talking about debt? Women have way more debt.
Hey, yo, my man said it is what it is. Like, with all this motherfucking we ain't watching it.
not statistically, but statistically.
Right. I don't even know what he said, but what did that have to do?
But out to you, it is what it is.
Shit that came out of left field. Hero, you told him to send that in. That's
You did.
Wait. You're assuming that I know anybody who's been talking on there.
That's hero.
I'm making something. But when it comes to cohabitation, these are my thoughts. I have lived with, I've lived with people before, you know, and so honestly, I don't think and that's why it's kind of quiet because I just that's probably something that just got delivered. My Bloomberg. Hey, I got Bloomberg, bitches. But I don't think like I said, I don't think I discovered anything new about a person that I didn't already know. If anything, it further brought out things that I thought that I knew, I knew, but it was like, yeah, check your spelling. It is. But I don't think it was like, it's like, I already knew that you weren't that clean. Now I just know how dirty you are. I already knew that you smoke weed. Now I just know how frequently you smoke weed. You know, I don't feel like I already knew you had a bad attitude. Now I just know you got a bad attitude 7 days out the week.
Every damn day.
Right. I don't really feel like I really discovered anything new about a person, because at that point in time, y'all staying the night at each other's house. Y'all going on trips together. I mean, y'all spending a lot of time together. So, I mean, if you going to your house to get some clothes and you bring them back over here, we're already spending quite a bit of time together. I personally don't think like that much really changed once we started to cohabitate beyond what it was like before we were dating.
I think when you cohabitate, you're in the ring together. Like if you both live under the same roof, you are sharing debt. You're sharing bills, so you're now sharing responsibility, and you there's no out. Like I live here, so I can't just go home.
Mm-hmm. And
go home. We have to work this out because we're under the same roof. So we have to find some type of compromise or middle ground, because it forces us to be in the ring together when you cohabitate.
And I agree. That is very true. And I feel like that is a big problem with cohabitation, because now you're committed to something prior to you even being really committed. And now you are working through things that if y'all weren't cohabitating, you wouldn't be working through if y'all lived in separate damn houses. Like, so I honestly think that takes away from the dating phase, because now you've entered into like a pseudo marriage. So it's not that, okay, I'm kind of getting excited, that anxious feeling of when am I going to see you again, or I'm trying to surprise you. No, like I know I'm coming home to your ass. You know, I know you might be cooking or whatever. It takes away from all of that. And I just, like I said, I mean, me looking at the times that I've lived with someone, I don't feel like I wouldn't recommend it, you know, and like I ain't judging nobody, but I honestly recommend it because I really feel like it takes away from the dating phase and you're forced now to act as though you are in a marriage.
Go
ahead, Q. Mr. Spice Talk.
Mr. Spice Talk has something to say.
I lived with 4 hoes right before I met my wife, right? So I got a little bit of experience with the cohabitation. JT's 100% right. You get to a point where you rely on each other's income. You know, one thing that I always tell people is be careful if you get a second job, right? Because you end up relying on that second job income to the point where you can't go back to your first. You end up putting money together. Your apartment is nicer. Your trips might be nicer. Your car might be nicer. So then when it's time to leave, the conversation is not, yo, I'm just saying my truth. And people in the chat, it's my truth, you know? But when it's time to leave, the conversation isn't, do I not want to be with this person anymore, date this person anymore? That's one of the pieces, but then there's a million other pieces to it. Am I financially in a position to move on my own? Do I want to take that step back? Do I want to embarrass myself to whoever it is that know our relationship by moving alone? And that takes breaking up. It turns it into something completely different. So I agree with JT, like stay your asses apart until at least don't do it quickly. I think you got to do it before you get married.
Yeah.
Right? Because you got to know, you know, what it's like, but don't do it too quickly. I think too many of us jump in real quick.
So then, can I ask this question? Could I ask, would you recommend moving in with each other once the engagement ring is in play? Like once he's gotten on one knee?
That's a good question.
Probably.
Because I don't how long, I mean, who can put a time on love? Like Romeo and Juliet got married and died. I know it triggers you, so I like using it in intervals. You like it?
Oh, so you trying to get me? Okay,
I'm almost 2 for 3. Come on now, help me out. But like, would y'all recommend that? Would y'all recommend if he already got on one knee, got you the ring, the good days on the?
I mean, are you really gonna discover that much that's gonna make you change your mind about moving forward with the wedding?
You will be shocked. You will be shocked.
Yeah,
maybe.
You will be shocked.
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
Jeffrey Dahmer was eating people's heads, and his girlfriends never knew until they moved in with him.
Retarded. I'm sorry. Like if you don't know that, let me know. I'm sorry. I'm being judged.
Don't be judgy.
I know. Let me be quiet.
But no, that's a good point though, because like I think that like I know I have experience with going too fast and thinking, oh, like let's move in, and then like I remember I was having a conversation recently with my friend, with my ex, and he made a comment like you gave up on our family too quick, and I'm over here thinking like, no, I didn't. You know, like I got to know you for who you truly were. Shout out to you if you're watching, but I got to know you for who you truly were, and I didn't like what I thought. Like, you know, for me, it was more of a like, it just got real deep because you have conversations that you normally wouldn't have if you were apart from each other. But then it's like, that's why this is a plug for mental health. Go to therapy, people.
Yes.
Like, I mean, even if you have separately, and even when once you go into that engagement stage and before you get married, go to counseling, because like there are experts out there that can help you get through
whatever
and get through, you know, going, you know, basically joining with someone. So yeah, that's my little plug on that. And I think that's what a lot of people miss. But we're not gonna get into that.
Everybody needs counseling.
Everybody needs it.
No, Dora about to give a whole testimony out here.
Look. So okay, y'all. Look, we've had a really good conversation.
Do the audience got questions?
Yeah, what questions do y'all have? Look, they've been throwing them out. So I had a couple questions earlier. So, Hero, we're going to go back to you first because I had one on Instagram. Someone wanted to know, and they told me specifically not to mention your name. It's one of our UAPB folks. They wanted to know if the lady you were dating, if she had a career.
The one in Toronto? Yeah, she
Toronto
did.
Bay.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll call it that.
Toronto Bay. Yeah, she had a career. I would call it a career. Like she was successful and then she was being promoted in the position several times. Yeah, she had a career.
That's like, why'd you put that?
Yeah, who wouldn't call it a career?
No, because I mean, you could get a promotion from the fries to the burger flipping. Is that a career? Like, I'm just saying. Like, I was giving it my shine of approval. Like, hey, yeah, that's a quality standard. If it was my job, I would consider it a career. Man, y'all.
I'm looking at
Jesus, man. JT, you need a hug? I got you. I'm gonna send you an apology because I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
The wrong way, so I don't know, Hero, but
I am a little rough on the edges, but
a
little.
I see why y'all ass is single.
It was my
Nigerian mix with Chicago right there.
That is the Chicago in me. Like we don't speak to spoken to, and then when you speak, you better speak with some bass, like because people gonna try you.
We not gonna try you, Hero.
I'm always somebody. JT been trying me for the last hour and 20 minutes.
I can't lie.
So
I love it. I love the pressure.
Okay.
So listen, y'all. If you have questions, feel free to post them below. But while we're waiting for questions, if no one has questions, then we're gonna wrap this up. But I have a question for y'all because this one came in before. One of the questions that was posted was, how have you adjusted with dating or finding dates since the pandemic has started? So has anyone had any luck in that area?
Hinge is a wonderful app. You should download it. Ladies, complete your profile in its entirety. Be honest. Don't expect us to use the pictures as a reference. Tell the truth. But Hinge is a great app.
You sound like you got a gavel a little bit there.
Boom, boom. Because Hinge lets you set your parameters to specifically what you want, but some people be trying to cheat the system, and it's like if you fill out your profile the way you won't cross paths with people that you don't want to. So when people lie, then you get people that you don't want. It's like, how did I end up with you? I clearly said no one shorter than 5'8", and here you are. Like, what happened?
Oh, you got a thing against short women?
No, I don't got it. No. It's not the thing. I have a preference.
I just want to let it be known. I lied on my match, and that's how I found my wife. So for all you
God. Look at God. For
all you liars out there, keep fronting.
I told you lying.
I lied my way right into my fucking marriage.
I told you.
You're an inspiration.
I told I was, what I say on my thing, I said I was 5'10" on my little profile.
Are you?
No, I ain't 5'10". By the time she found out, she was already in love with a nigga.
Yeah, you love to see it. You love to see it.
You know.
You love to see it.
Yeah.
Lying, keep lying.
Yeah, are you on Hinge?
But I mean, for me, Houston has never closed, so it honestly, it ain't really been much different than how it has been before. I mean, we may not be going to the movies now, but I mean, niggas get creative and find, ways to date a woman and to, show interest in all those different things. So, and it ain't Netflix and chilling. So it's
calling us niggas.
You know what? Low key, like, I don't know if you've ever dated a dude, but that's such a turnoff. Such a turnoff.
Did you say you don't know if I've ever dated a dude?
A dude that likes that. But like, I'm just saying, like, that would be such a turnoff for me.
I wouldn't date you then. That's fine.
It likes what? Missed it.
Being called the N-word. Like,
the N-word. I mean, that's fine.
That's so like.
I've dated plenty of niggas who have not have a problem.
Have you tried a man?
I
love it. I'm running out of time, so I gotta come with it. I love it. Have you tried dating a man?
I'm
gonna give it to you, sweetie. That's fine. That was cute.
Thank you.
I have.
Well, it was hilarious.
But I can't, everybody has their own preferences. like you said.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I communicate. That's how I talk. And if it's offensive to you, I respect it.
JT, what you doing later? I'm getting hot right now. What are you doing? What you doing later?
You know, I refer to all these N-words.
And now you get high.
Maybe I needed a woman in my life that was gonna push me, and I feel really touched.
You know, men do like when women are mean to them.
No, women like when men are mean to them.
Oh, I can be mean to you, JT. I can put you against a wall with one hand and pull that hair. Come on now, what you need, JT? What you need, JT? JT, tell me what you want. I will spit in your mouth and slap. What you want, JT? JT, come on.
Keep talking here, you hero. Keep talking, Spice.
JT, what you want? One more phone number? 708.
708. I'm gonna text it to him.
I'll text it the rest.
I'm gonna text it to
him. Men like how he got turned on because of
JT,
I'm texting.
look at me
right now,
Look
hero.
at me, darling.
Ooh, Spice.
I can make my tongue touch my nose, JT. What you want?
The nigga can make his tongue touch
Four
his
kids,
nose.
JT. 4 kids. 4 kids, JT. You give me 4 kids, you can have it all.
Hey, hero.
Hero.
She just texted me. I'm getting hot right now.
JT, come back.
Yo.
This was wonderful.
Yes.
I loved it.
Oh, this is
Now we need to think about what we're gonna talk about for episode 2. I need some.
Oh, there's an episode 2. Damn, I shouldn't have used all my material right now.
Look, we gotta have some other.
We definitely gotta get JT and Hero back. We got to.
Look, I might start a little show. Like, look, you. So here's the thing. Maybe I should put together a little meet and greet down in Houston. Everybody want to come down here? No, I'm joking.
Yo,
It'd be awesome.
JT, get your butt back on the camera. JT, y'all look. Friend,
look,
Hero, what you do to her?
She hot right now, yo. She texting me right now. She hot. He said I'm hot and bothered. I can't let him see me like this. I'm not.
JT, at least come say bye. Come on now. Don't leave me.
Hero, I love to see it.
I do.
JT, come say bye.
Girl ain't running me off. I was over here opening my Bloomberg keyboard. Excuse me. So, but,
Yeah, that she just pulled out of nowhere.
You gotta keep it together. It's okay, baby.
Yes.
yeah,
With the little gaming keyboard.
you know, I'm over here trying to get set up. But that was
JT definitely not shy. I've been on JT for a long time. She not shy, y'all.
You ain't seen nobody hit them buttons the way Hero hit them buttons.
And trust me, I could wear those keyboards out.
I could wear them keyboards out.
I know all the Konami codes: up, down, left, right, circle, circle, left, back, 3, right, back, 4. Hey,
JT, girl, he on you.
He on you, JT.
Can we switch topics, please?
You know what? We see
JT.
Jason right. Look,
JT.
talk.
Oh,
JT, tell me it was 6'5", 58 across, broad shoulder, the long hair, don't care. It's there, you see it.
I'm 5'2", so I'm sorry, I'm not your preference.
I can make an exception for the best kind of rules.
Rules.
So tell me, what rules do I need to break to be with you? Tell me.
Okay, Hero.
Dora, you a
JT, tell me. JT, quit making excuses and just tell me, JT.
To the next topic.
Okay, look.
Why are you running from this?
This is not. I didn't. This is Hero. Thank you.
Ooh, you messing my name up now? It rolls off the tongue nicely.
This is what we came for. This is not what we came for.
That's what you think of for, but you don't know what you're gonna get until you run into it.
Ooh, this is entertaining.
Look. So I'm thinking. I'm gonna text you in a minute, JT.
Okay.
But y'all, look, thank y'all so much. It's been a pleasure having y'all. Thanks for all the insight. It was definitely like this. The entire purpose of Living Single, the series, is just really to just talk about it, right? Because we all in quarantine. Well, we're not in quarantine anymore, but a lot of places are still locked down. We are at home. We're chilling. So what better way than get together and just have some conversation and some fun conversation. Look, please know these are our opinions, okay? This is different flow. What is it? Different strokes for different folks.
Keisha,
he trying. Never mind.
Keisha, we ready. We ready, Keisha.
But thank you for inviting me, friend. I had a blast.
Thank you. This was fun.
It's been a pleasure, honestly. I really appreciate it. I hope anybody who I made mad good, but thank you guys.
Nah, we fuck with you, Hero. You was entertaining.
Very.
Yes, I love all this, y'all.
Yes.
Go Giants.
Yes. Who,
right.
man, they need some help.
We gonna just put a little plug in for Hero. Hero also a doctor. He was sleeping, y'all. He be playing with y'all. He a doctor. So that's what Hero be having this. He
What's
got
the practice?
Pulmonary perfusion, so lung
I got a
transplant.
question. I really want to hit you up. Like, can you text me right now? I'm looking for.
I'll put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat for me. Damn, not a bitch.
JT, feel free to use this number as you see fit.
You know, send it to her.
Okay, girl.
Chicago men.
Chicago has. I have winter coats for you. You don't have to worry about the cold.
Are you in Chicago now?
Don't disclose the location, then everybody know.
I thought we said where we were.
No, don't ever give out your location.
I thought you was in Toronto.
Right.
Oh wait, there's another 0 on there. Hold on.
This nigga done gave me the wrong number, nigga.
All right.
I don't know if I end the. Let me see. If I end this, does it end for us? I don't think it does. I'm gonna end the broadcast.
There you go. That's it.
All right. Thank y'all for watching with us and staying with us.
Bye, y'all. Thank you.
Take care. Be safe, you guys.
All right.